Hi, I'm Nick Dawson, editor-in-chief of Talkhouse Film, and we're here at the flagship Sonos store in Soho, NYC, for another episode of the Talkhouse podcast live. Now, we've done a bunch of these conversations here before. For example, Bikini Kill's Kathleen Hanna with Meredith Graves from Perfect Pussy. In this space, we had David Cross in conversation with Fab Moretti from The Strokes, and also Jean Grey. We had Kyle Mooney talking to Karen Killam, and also Wayne Coyne from The Flaming Lips, sitting down with hip-hop legend Prince Paul. If you drop by the Sonos store, you can see such things as the awesome Thurston Moore tape wall behind me, and also check out Playbase from Sonos, which gives you theatre-quality sound in your home. Now, talking today, we have two guys who know each other very well. Jason Jones was a correspondent on The Daily Show for 10 years. He's also now the co-creator, along with his wife, Samantha Bee, writer and star of The Detour, which starts its third season on TBS very shortly. Talking to him today is Aasif Mandvi, also a correspondent on The Daily Show for a decade. Those guys, they overlapped almost perfectly. I think they're going to have a lot to talk about. Aasif, of course, has done a bunch of other stuff, most recently Halal and the Family. He had a memoir, No Land's Man, not to be confused with No Man's Land. I always get stuck on that one. Those guys are going to sit down here in just a second. I'm really looking forward to hearing what they have to say.
All right, here we are. I've never felt so much pressure to have a conversation.
You should feel pressure.
I know.
There's a lot of people listening.
I know that all my whole family's listening to this, so it's important.
That's the most pressure.
Yeah.
Your family. My dad's deaf, so I have no pressure.
You have no pressure.
He can't hear it.
Right.
He's listening, but he can't hear it.
Right, so he can't judge you.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting thing. You and I worked together for years.
We did.
But this might be the longest conversation we've ever had.
It's already the longest. What are we in?
I think it was.
What are we, 30
about
seconds
30
in?
seconds ago, it became the longest conversation we've ever had.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever really had, we worked together, so it was a lot of...
What are you talking about? You would saunter into my office.
I would have conversations with you, but not
in
like...
your stupid sandals.
In my sandals.
I just hear you swooshing along the office floor. I'm like, oh, here comes Aasif.
Really? Was that... what? No, I remember... I remember when I tried out those 5-finger shoes for a day. I
remember them well.
For a day.
We ridiculed you. We all ridiculed you.
But I thought at the time it was one of those bad decisions, those bad fashion decisions in life. Mm-hmm. You've had a few of those. Come on, admit it. What is your worst fashion decision?
An open back vest.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, how does that even work?
It's like a crisscross at the top, but it's all open in the back. It's just awful. Awful.
When did you wear that?
Right after college. I bought it and I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
No, it's not cool. There's nothing cool about that.
I can't. It's hard for me to even picture.
An open back vest.
That, because it
would look like a vest in the front.
Yeah.
And it was all open in the back.
I feel, and I don't know this for a fact. I've not verified this. You might have a hairy back.
I don't actually.
You don't?
No.
Oh, so then that's all right. I
wore a shirt underneath it.
I was imagining.
What's the skin?
I was imagining it was just like you.
It was like going to S&M clubs? No.
That's how I pictured it for some reason.
It was just bad fashion.
Wait, it's almost worse to wear a shirt under something
like that. I know.
That's
what you said. What was my worst fashion choice? I said it was an open back vest.
It would have been bad just to wear it without a shirt, but then now with a shirt, I see it's horrible.
Yeah, and then but I didn't give up on it. Because it was a black vest, so I wore black shirts.
Right, and then you're like, this will be cool. But then you probably can't see the
open back.
Open back, so
yes.
it
but then
defeats the purpose.
people would look at it close and went, "Is that an open back?" Terrible.
Fashion.
Anyway, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Tell me about your life. You got married?
I got married.
Congratulations.
Look at that.
Congratulations.
No one thought that was going to happen.
That's a thin ring for a man.
It's... Is it? What is yours like?
I don't
wear
mine.
Have one.
I don't wear mine.
Yeah, well.
I haven't. You know what? I wore mine the first day I got married.
And then you took it off?
And I was like, this doesn't feel good.
This.
Yeah. So I took it off and I haven't worn it since.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think
mine's much thicker than that.
I don't think I could get away with that.
Why?
I just think my wife would be like, why not wear the ring?
Well, I did it early. I set a precedent. So.
Oh, you did? You just were like, that's not my thing.
You can't take it off now. You've been, 3 months, 4 months?
Yeah, no.
You can't take it off now. I took it
got
off day
it.
one.
Yes, I should have. Yeah, but you know what? I thought it was gonna impede me in some way. I thought it was gonna be like annoying, but actually, it's not. I like the fact that
it impedes your ability to pick up women.
Well, that is true.
Although sometimes not. It enhances that ability.
Well,
and ladies, you know who you are.
You know, yes. And in the culture that we're in right now, let's have that conversation.
No, let's I don't think we should have that conversation. But it looks a little thin.
I like it. I feel like it's.
If you upgrade, go a little thicker. That's
really?
all. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
As a guy who knows fashion.
Wow. Yeah. I know. If you upgrade, go backless. Always go backless.
Backless vests, people.
You've been married a long time.
I have. Yeah. 2001 we got married.
Wow.
Yep.
And how many kids do you have now?
We have 19.
Wow. So it's
And
you,
counting.
you and Gaffigan may have the most
Yes.
kids of any two people.
We have 3.
3 children.
Yep.
And the oldest is now.
She's 11. She's turning 12 soon. Very
Wow.
soon. Yeah.
So that must you got 3 kids in the house
In the apartment, yes.
and both in the apartment, and both of you are working
We are.
and shooting and
Filming.
And are your kids interested in getting into this business?
You know, I gave them all parts. I gave my son a part in this is the show that I'm working on called The Detour.
I've heard of it.
It's the number 1 show in cable.
It is?
Yeah, comedy.
Is that right?
Number 1 show, comedy show.
Okay.
But whatever. I'm not here to promote that.
You
Even though
might
season 3 is
as well.
coming on very suspiciously upcoming.
When is it
in
coming on?
January? January 23rd.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
So let's get that
so
plug
let's
out of
just
the way.
plug that right
January
now.
23rd. TBS.
January 23rd.
Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights on
All new
TBS.
season.
The Detour.
The Detour. And if you haven't caught up, Hulu, it's playing first and second season.
First and second season.
As of December 23rd.
Right. And you're
Over
very
Christmas.
funny. You're very funny on it.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Talking of Hulu, I'll plug my show.
Talking of Hulu.
Hulu.
Oh, Hulu. Sorry.
Hulu. Talking of Vulu,
Okay.
whoever she is.
She sounds sexy. I'm just picturing her in a backless vest.
I think I'm just always going to picture you in a backless vest.
Yeah.
Talking to Hulu,
Yes.
I got a show coming out on Hulu
Oh.
December 6th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Called Shut Eye.
Shut Eye.
Shut Eye.
Is this a Hulu original?
It's a Hulu original.
Okay.
It's about psychics and mystics, and
Oh.
it's a
Created by you or no?
no. It's
Okay.
it's
You're acting in it.
I'm acting in it. It's a show starring Jeffrey Donovan.
Okay.
And
From
Burn
Notice.
Burn Notice.
Got it.
That guy.
The Burn Notice guy.
Yeah.
What is Burn Notice?
What is it? I don't know.
I don't know. It was a great sketch.
I never actually watched Burn Notice.
No one did. But everyone knows the name.
It is one of
Did you
those
watch?
shows.
Did you see that SNL sketch? It was great. It was a game
No.
show. It was,
Was
a
that a
game show.
sketch?
Yeah, it was a game show called "What Is Burn Notice?"
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Really?
And they're like, ugh.
It was a show.
I know it's a show. They're like, yes,
Yeah.
and that was just the question every time. Which, what is Burn Notice?
Right.
I think it's on USA. Could be FX. I'm not sure. I've seen a poster, and there's fire. I know there's got to be something about fire.
Oh boy, there's
Yeah.
a lot of explosions. I remember a lot of explosions
Yeah.
and things, and it was
I think wasn't Bruce Campbell on it?
maybe.
Yeah, the
Let's say
great
yes.
Bruce Campbell. I think he was.
Let's say maybe.
He might have been on. He could have also been on Suits. I don't know. They all seem the same to me.
Yeah.
So Hulu show started-
Anyway, that's coming out December 6th.
Okay, good. Is it good?
I hope so.
There was a bit of
I
a
hope
pause
so.
there.
I hope it's good.
Okay.
You know,
You hope it is.
Yeah.
Were the
I
scripts
think-
good?
I thought the scripts were good, and it's a drama. It's not a comedy.
it's a drama. Okay.
Yeah. So, watch it and let me know what you think. Or don't let me know what you think. Actually, that's the worst
You don't
idea.
wanna know.
Let me know what you,
You don't
think.
wanna know.
People tweeting at
Do
me.
you still follow the Twitter? Are you still on the Twitter?
I still am on the Twitter.
Wow.
I'm actually trying to get. I feel like I've plateaued, and I'm like at the same number now for a long time,
Right.
and I keep trying to write racist, provocative things to get
and
more.
it's not
Not helping me.
not helping. That's too bad.
I know. It just teeters right on there. So I think I may hire a social media strategist. That's what I hear I need.
Okay. Let's dig into that. You're an actor. You also create your own
Yeah.
stuff. Why do you care about social media?
Well, I don't really. On a personal level, I couldn't give a shit.
Okay.
But I hear that this is how now studios, executives, networks are making decisions.
Based on how many Twitter
Based
followers
on
or
Twitter.
Instagram
I mean, I
followers you
feel
have.
like, there was one particular project, I won't say the name of it, where I feel like I lost out this is stupid. It's like I lost out like a billing level
Because you were not big enough.
with two of all people. What's his name from Star Trek? The old Asian guy.
The old Asian guy.
The original.
The original guy. Are you talking about George Takei?
George Takei. I lost out a billing to like.
Yeah, but to be fair, he's bigger than you.
No, I know, but it was.
You should be lower than George Takei.
No, but what I'm saying is like in
Takei.
terms of like what they said to me.
Yeah.
Was they were like, he has more Twitter followers than you do.
Was it Twitter followers or Q rating? Because that's a different thing.
I don't know.
Q
I don't know.
rating
They
is
said
like
his
your
social media presence is
was
bigger than yours. And so then I
But it
got
is,
really
though.
self-conscious about it.
But it's also George Takei is a bigger star than
No,
you.
he
and-
is.
and
But I'm
he
saying
should
that like
be billed
if they
higher.
had just said to me like he's a bigger star, like he's gonna. But they didn't say that. They was like his social media status is more than. So then I was like, well, shit, I need to get a.
Right.
So now I don't know if this is true, but this is what I hear now that like.
I think there's a
Have
perception
you heard
that
this?
yeah, no, I've heard it. I don't necessarily subscribe to it because there are ways to circumvent it, I think.
Right.
In your relevancy.
How are you doing on the Twitter?
I'm not on it.
You don't on it?
I kind of gave up on it.
Your wife's on it.
She is. Nah, I mean, her show is on it.
Right. Does Sam actually tweet or does she have people doing it?
Yeah, she's got time to tweet.
You know, if you're
she runs a
good
TV
at
show,
it,
right?
No, I know, but if you're good at it, you just do it on your phone.
She does not personally tweet.
Right.
There is a team of tweeters and
tweeters on her show.
digital social media
that
people.
tweet on behalf of the show.
Correct. I believe she approves them. She doesn't necessarily use
Right.
her fingers to type them into the keyboard.
I love that you're talking keyboard. That shows me how old you are.
That is true. That is
You're
true.
like typing
But
into
I
a
see-
keyboard.
No. You can't
No,
throw
because
that
you
on
do
me.
it on
No.
the phone. People do it on the phone.
Not at an office. There's still computers at an office,
I know,
and there
but
are
like,
keyboards.
I know, but people when
on
they
a
when
sorry,
they're
laptop. Is that better than?
I don't know, a notebook, MacBook, notebook. That's
Sure.
what. Millennials.
So that's easy. Don't make fun of them.
I'm not. I envy them.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Why?
Not at all. They got it tough.
What?
I think we should all ease up on millennials.
You think,
I do.
You think
I
we've been
honestly
too
do.
rough on millennials?
I think there's been too many easy jokes at their expense.
Like what?
That they're
Share
all
some
that
with
they're
me
all
so I can
they're
use
all
them.
narcissists. They're all
Okay, but that's true.
I don't know. I mean, that's as big a generalization as there
What
are
I
out there
find,
right
no,
now.
you're right. I think there is a lot of people sort of piling up on millennials. But I will say one thing: there seems to be, and I don't know all millennials. I only know the few
Oh,
that
you
I
don't?
know.
Oh, you
Right.
don't?
I don't know all of them.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure there's a lot of them out there who have never come across.
Yeah.
And they don't know me. But of the ones that I have met,
You're gonna be
and
a great
I know-
politician someday. Now, I don't know every person in America.
But here's the thing: I know the
Yes.
ones I know, and
Sure, great.
and and there seems to be an obsession with sort of happiness. Do you find this? I hear a lot about this.
About their own happiness and
Like
fun,
just this idea of being happy, this idea of happiness. You know,
Sure.
we all, there's a sort of a self-actualization. Get up every morning and do your pull-ups and have your bulletproof coffee and.
That sounds pretty good. That's exactly what I do every morning.
It is,
I do my pull-ups.
Actually, I do the same thing. But
How many
but
pull-ups can you do?
I'm not good with pull-ups. I do push-ups.
What? No, you just said that's
No,
exactly
but
what I do.
No,
So
I'm saying Dave Asprey does pull-ups and those guys, but I don't do pull-ups. I do push-ups and I
you
try
don't do
to
pull-ups at
walk
all?
on the treadmill.
you don't. Oh, that's awful.
I walk,
That's an awful
but I walk
workout.
on an incline. I walk on an incline.
So what?
I do on an incline.
Just go outside for a walk.
In New York? Come on.
Beautiful city.
No.
Parks everywhere.
No.
Have you heard of this
It's
big
horrible.
one in the middle?
What? I've never
Beautiful
heard of it.
walk.
Never heard of it.
Park on the west side, lovely walk.
Yeah.
There's hills there too.
I have a gym in my building now, which makes it very easy. So it's nice.
And you don't go. Do you go there?
I just go downstairs,
Right.
yeah, and I just put the treadmill on like maximum incline and walk on it. That's.
Do you watch TV while it's on too? You do, don't you? Like some sort of shitty MSNBC news.
I usually
or-
watch some there's usually a sports thing on, so it's the only time I ever watch sports.
Right, like
Is
a
that-
like
an E ESPN 12 or
Right,
something,
right.
where they're discussing like the
Sure.
game,
Fun stuff. To watch.
But I started doing this. Are you a workout guy? Do you work out?
I get to the gym once or twice a week.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I jog too.
Yeah.
Try to. I try to. Anytime okay, here, honestly, I jog and work out so that I can drink occasionally.
And so you
like
can
I feel
eat,
fine drinking
right.
a beer because I went for a jog this morning.
Exactly.
I'm equal.
I feel like
I'm not gaining any weight, probably not, because I'm drinking calories. And
right. I do the
burn
same
some.
thing so I can eat falafels every night.
Right.
And gyros. That's like what I.
That's your diet? Falafels and gyros?
Falafels and gyros. This is why I go and walk on the incline in the morning.
Right.
So then at night I can
To eat
justify,
falafel
like,
and-
I'm just at a gyro.
So your go-to is fatty foods over liquid alcohol.
Yeah, I'm not a beer drinking guy. I'm sweets, fats, salts, meats, breads.
You know what? You might as well throw some Miller Lite on there.
I know I should,
you're
right? I
already,
just might as well. It's like
your
I don't know
heart
why.
is already screaming.
I don't know why I do that.
Might
Yeah.
almost have some alcoholic euphoria on top of that.
I did a thing recently where I was doing. I did this little thing at City Center recently called Brigadoon.
That's that play.
The
Or a
musical, the
Yeah.
old time musical.
You did a musical?
Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't sing. I was like the non-singing, non-dancing, funny guy in the musical.
You were the comic relief.
I was the comic
of
relief
Brigadoon.
Of Brigadoon.
Got it.
But it was anyway, lovely production, whatever. But I worked with a guy named Patrick Wilson. Do you know him?
I met Patrick. I did him like 2 days on a movie that he did, and then I also sat next to him at a premiere and talked to him. So
Right.
briefly.
So Patrick and I worked together many years ago
Okay.
on another musical. The only other time I've ever been in a musical, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Which was on Broadway, like before I did The Daily Show. It was like 2002.
Sure.
Anyway, Patrick, he's one of those people where I look at him and I'm just like, it's ridiculous. His body is like just sculpted. Like
Is he?
it's like, yeah, he's got a crazy body and he's like, he sings like incredibly well and he's very handsome and it's just annoying. Like you look at him and you're just, I feel like that John Oliver once said to me that when he saw George Clooney that he felt like all the things on his face were in the wrong place after he looked at Clooney's face.
Right.
You know what I mean? That
Right.
And I feel like Patrick Wilson, you look at him and like this guy's handsome, sings, but he does this thing where I said, what do you do with the workout? What's your workout? And he goes, I work out. He goes, you know what I do every year? I do the Empire State Run, the Empire State Building.
Oh, the stairs.
Yeah.
Right.
He runs
Yeah, I know what it is.
up the Empire State Building in 16 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So he must not be the back of the pack where you can't run fast because there's too many people in front of you.
Right. So he's going past people.
He's an elite stair passer.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm
Sure.
thinking to myself, I can probably do that. It's not that hard. So I'm on the 26th floor.
Okay.
In our building. I decide to go down, and I'm like, I told my wife.
Down's the easy part, right?
Going down is I said to my wife, I'm going to go down the ground floor. I'm going to run up 26 flights of stairs. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Or whatever I
Okay,
thought. I was
all
like,
right.
I'll be back in a few minutes. I cut to 5th floor.
Still
It's
going
me
down.
just like wheezing.
Going down still?
No, I was going up.
Oh, so you went down.
I went down in the elevator.
Oh, you didn't even walk down?
No, because
Oh.
I wanted to do, because
That's still good. That's still good for your legs, and it's easier, but it's still good for your legs.
I just wanted to see if I could even get up. So I was like, go down in the elevator, ground floor, start running up the stairs, floor 8, and I'm just in the stairwell. I'm like, I think I'm passing out. I think I'm blacking out. I was like literally afraid that I was going to have a heart attack.
There are so many moms around the New York City
I know who
area
do
right
that.
now who are, shut up, you loser, you fat gyro-eating, pathetic waste of a man. You know what I carry up my walk-up floor?
Oh, yeah.
Groceries,
I know.
children,
I know. It's
strollers,
true.
every
It's
day,
true.
5 times a day.
It's true.
You're sad. That's the moms talking, not
That's
me. Yeah,
not you talking,
I
right.
probably couldn't do it either.
It's true. I'm privileged. So what else? What else you want to talk
Speaking
about?
of privilege, it's not really privilege, but I saw you in a documentary
For what?
it was something about how The Simpsons is awful.
Oh, the Apu documentary. Yes.
And I wanted to talk to you about that.
I knew you were going to. I thought you were going to bring this up.
Really?
I was
Why?
like, I wonder what Jason wants to talk about. And I was like, I bet he wants to talk about the Apu documentary.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, I'm saying, I bet
was like,
you
oh,
we
there's
had a
Aasif.
comment.
I mean, they literally rounded up every Indian actor
yeah.
who they could think of who
Yeah.
was slightly famous.
Sure,
Let's face
yeah.
it, there's not that many.
Well, there's not a lot of white people who are offended by Apu.
There are none. I don't think there are
Right.
any.
So I
Yeah.
think it was smart for him to get people who are actually like affected by that.
He didn't get any actually. He didn't get any Bollywood stars, right?
No, because they weren't watching The Simpsons.
Simpsons place over there. It's huge.
Yeah, but I think
it's huge.
But you know how big India is? You've been to India.
I have been to India. Yeah,
There's
I love
like
it there.
1 billion people there.
Yeah.
The Simpsons if The Simpsons plays there, and I'm not sure it does, but if it does,
It does. I saw it
for
there.
100%.
I saw it there dubbed into
Even
Hindi.
if let's say even 1 million people are watching The Simpsons in India,
Yep.
nothing. There's nothing.
But what if they maybe all of those people love it, and
Maybe they
guess
do,
who their
but
favorite
they're-
part is?
Right, but I'm saying is that like it's not.
They're like, "Here's Apu.
Right.
He's our favorite."
But the whole point of that documentary was it was about being Indian in America, not being Indian in India.
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
You
points.
understand.
I understand
All right.
points. But I was interested to hear what Cal Penn said, which was he hates the character, and that's whatever. It's your opinion. That's fine. And,
Right.
And I see how that is annoying with morons who are reciting. Yeah, I get all that. But to hate the show because of that is that's
You felt like that was
that seems like one step too far.
Right.
I mean, so I was asking. I don't think they asked you that. So I was wondering.
No,
do
I didn't
you,
hate- I
do
didn't
you
hate-
hate the show because of that character?
No, I actually like The Simpsons.
Right.
I'm in the same. I'm slightly in a different thing because I also grew up in England, and so I didn't grow up with The Simpsons.
Right.
As a child, like I came
Well,
to
you were
The Simpsons.
you were a full adult when let's face it, you were old. So
Yeah, I was like,
you were-
I was like 48 years
yeah,
old
you
by
were
the time
48 when they were on the Tracy Ullman
right,
show.
exactly, in like the
As
80s.
crude drawings.
So I
I just lost you more points. They're like, we can't cast him.
can't
He's
cast him. He's like,
104.
doesn't matter how many Twitter followers he has. I feel like I'm just like lounging in this chair. So I didn't discover The Simpsons until I got to America in the 80s.
Right.
And then
Well, it didn't
no,
start
it didn't
till
start until the
89.
90s.
No, it started 89.
So like I discovered it when it sort of
sure.
started. But by that time I was so beaten down with racism that
Right.
like I didn't even recognize
Right.
initially I think it was much more for someone like Hari's generation or even Cal's generation where they were like in junior high.
Right.
Or where they were getting called Apu and that was the only thing, like I was a grown adult and I understand it on a, sociological or cultural level or
Mm-hmm.
racist level, you know what I mean? Like, but I didn't actually get called Apu. I was getting called
called much worse.
Gunga Din.
Much worse, yes, sure.
In the 40s.
Right.
When, right after partition. That's
Right.
when I was getting the
Sure.
shit kicked out of me.
Yeah.
No, but so it is. It's kind of one of these things where I was surprised that Cal said that. I understand if he felt like he couldn't separate that character
From the show.
Like
Right.
like it was always. The character was always in his face, so he couldn't. But
Sure.
I didn't feel that way. I was more in Hari's camp. I think most people in that documentary would say they enjoyed The Simpsons, and that's probably why it was worse because it was like I like the show.
Right. I love the show.
I just hate this character.
I love the comedy, but do you? Okay, so let me ask you this: do you hate the character? Because I think the character is actually very funny, but like, and actually probably one of the most multi-dimensional characters there are. If you actually, if you look past catchphrases, which he actually doesn't say that much,
Right.
He did early on, but he
Right.
doesn't anymore. He's this vegan, and
Is he a vegan?
Yeah. Like he only
Apu's a
eats,
vegan?
I think so. He's got this
He's
garden.
vegetarian.
He's vegetarian. Maybe she's vegan. His wife's vegan, but he's got this garden on top of the Quickie Mart that he only grows like
Right.
wonderful vegetables. And I think Linda and Paul McCartney hung out there
Right,
back in
right.
the day. But I forget my point. Is he a racist stereotype, or is it the people who quote him and throw it back at Indian Americans? Are they the racists?
That's an interesting question. I mean, I think that part of the issue is that which gets talked about in the documentary, and whatever. Like, is that he was the only, for a long time, in America at least, he was the only representation of.
There wasn't any wacky Indian
There was
neighbor.
no Kal Penn.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
no.
So I think that probably because of the reductiveness of that, there wasn't like, that smart South Asian action hero character that also existed, that you could point to. So I think probably a lot of people growing up in the 90s and when The Simpsons probably experienced that sort of reductive kind of like every Indian is Apu. Now, in itself, I haven't watched, I'm not an expert on Apu, but I'm sure there were things about it that were genuinely funny because it's a genuinely funny show and there's smart writers. I think the other issue was that it was a white guy doing the voice.
Right.
And I think Hari said it best when he said, Hank Azaria is doing the accent of an Indian guy that if he did to me at a party, I would punch him in the face.
Right. Right.
And so I think that element of it probably felt it was problematic.
Right. Right.
But what did you think of the documentary overall?
It was fine. It was fine. I mean, it made some good
Did you
points.
watch the whole thing, or did you turn it off?
Did I make it through? I don't think I made it through.
I don't think you made it through.
No. I think it was like, yeah. And then when Cal started talking, I mean, it was interesting to hear Kal Penn say, and I don't want to dwell on this too long.
Too late.
But as I've got a show to promote, Detour, January 23rd. To hear him say that he thought it was just abhorrent and racist, and then they cut to his first character that he played in Van Wilder,
who was like this.
His name was Taj Mahal,
right? Exactly.
You're like,
right.
You were part of that. You were part.
But
here's the
thing.
I get it. Like you can't say no. You want to be an actor. I get it. And you have that great story
of the
which I don't know if you want to tell, but it's pretty great.
Well, now that you set me up, I don't know if you want to tell that great story.
That great story that everyone will love.
No, about when I got cast in the internship.
Yes.
Which is available on streaming and HBO. And
yes, this is Vince Vaughn,
Owen Wilson. And they asked if I would, and I went in there and I said, I'm gonna. Well, there's a slightly different version of the story that you might have heard, which is not entirely true.
Oh, okay. So it's becoming less great then. Because I've heard a sensationalized version.
I know
of the story.
I think you've heard like that sort of like 5 people have told the story, and then like you're now like
the story I heard. Well, maybe I'll tell the story. Maybe I'll tell the story because my story is going to be better.
Okay, then
was that the person I was with was seated next to you when they were offering you the part, and you were on the phone and saying, "No way, I'm not doing the accent.
Right,
I'm playing the head of or one of the."
Right.
Not the head of Google.
The head of Google. Yeah.
But a very influential person at Google.
Right.
I'm like, he's American raised. He's not. He lives in Silicon Valley. He's not. I'm not doing this fucking Indian accent.
And then cut to
the trailer.
Welcome to
Hello,
Google.
Google.
Right.
Welcome to Google.
Right. So that's partly true.
There's no way. I'm dying on this sword. Welcome to Google. Got the head shake and everything.
That is you've just encapsulated the experience of being a brown actor in Hollywood.
Right.
Which is that like you start with, no way, I'm not going to sell my soul. I'm not going to like sell my people down the road. I'm not doing the accent. I'm not doing it. Then they're like,
okay, we'll get the other guy who does the accent.
Right. Well, there's that. There's first part, which is like, we'll get somebody who, and we'll pay them a lot of money to do this. And then there's the other part, which is like, can we just try it one with the accent? Maybe just try, like let's just hear it. Let's just hear it with the accent. And then what you do is that you say, all right, and then this is what I did, and this is the part of the story that doesn't get told, which is like that I said to them, okay, look, if they're insisting on the accent, because they were kind of like, we think we want. They were like, yeah, of course, let's do it both ways. We'll see how when you get in the room with the director, you'll play around with it, And I said, if they want an accent of any kind, I'm going to do an accent that I feel is authentic because people do have Indian accents in the world. And I was like, I'm going to do an accent.
Many different dialects in India.
And I actually even said at the time, I was like, I'm not going to do Apu.
Right.
I'm not going to be Apu. And I remember saying to them, I'm going to do the accent that Fareed Zakaria has.
Right.
You know that accent? That's it. And they were like, that's great. That's terrific. You should totally, that's exactly what we want. So I do that accent. Sean Levy was fine with it. He was totally great. Like he didn't even know about this conversation. Like he was just like, well, fine, whatever.
Right.
Cut to the studio calls and they're like, hey, they love you. We really think you're great in this. They want to hire a dialect coach for you. And I'm literally on the phone.
Your Indian accent's a little off.
Talking to a producer, and my manager's on the phone with me, and he's saying to me how they want to hire a dialect coach for me to do an Indian accent. And I was like, I'm Indian, right? And they're like, no, of course. We just thought.
Listen, we trust you, but there's this great white guy who does, he does this sound, and we're not hearing that from you.
Exactly.
And
so
just wanted a little more like that.
Right. It was one of those situations where I realized, like, oh, there's a bunch of people coming in there who are doing the Apu accent, and that's what they want on some. But you know what? I stood firm and I said, no dialect coach for me.
Right.
I will not. And they backed off. They were like, we understand. Like I think they felt incredibly embarrassed about it. Like that they even brought it up.
Right.
And then I went and did whatever accent I wanted to do, which was a little bit more of a sort of educated Indian guy, not the, Apu guy. But it did start initially where it always starts, which is, I'm not doing the accent.
Right.
And then you cut
as you say, cut to the trailer.
Right, exactly.
Here's what I think. Let me solve the problem for Indian actors.
Wow.
Here's what you need.
Oh, here's
what you need.
Everybody should be tuning in for
to get away from playing cabbies. What else do you play? Doctors.
By the way, this is not the first time that a white guy has tried to solve the problems for ethnic minorities. So let's go.
I'm brownsplaining. Okay.
Great.
Here's what you guys need. You need an Indian action star.
Yeah, that's true.
And it takes you away. Then you're like, America goes,
an Indian action.
Oh, they can be cool.
Right.
They can be, they can do the things that other people
And this is why
do.
I'm trying to get, that brings me back to why I'm getting my Twitter followers up.
You want to be an Indian action star?
I want to be an Indian action star.
The guy who can't get up 5 floors?
But it's Hollywood. You make it up. You make it up.
Sure. No, there's a guy, I don't know if you, there's a movie called Singham. Do you know that?
No. You're watching Bollywood movies now?
I love Bollywood movies.
Do you really?
I adore Bollywood movies.
I would not have pegged you for
So
that.
when I flew to India, it was pretty much all Bollywood movies on the plane.
Sure.
And I started watching these action movies. I went, these are great. They're so much fun.
Yeah.
Because they're ludicrous. They don't take themselves seriously.
Did they have subtitles?
They did, yeah.
Yeah, so
not that it matters.
But you could at least
No, it's because it's an action movie.
Right.
But there's this movie called Singham, and he's awesome. He's super cool. He's a local sheriff, and it's literally bad guys come into town. And
and he beats everyone
I'm gonna
up.
kick your ass.
Yeah.
There's a scene. There's this great scene. You should Google it if anyone's watching or listening. Google Singham pier scene.
All right.
And watch this scene. It's so awesome. He just beats the hell out of like 10 bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then after he's beaten them all in this ludicrous amounts of violence, and then he takes his belt off and he whips them all. To punish them more, because they said something. Because they said something bad to his girl.
Right, of course. But that's
what you need. That's what you need. You need a super cool,
Indian
super
action
awesome
star.
Indian action star to break through in the mainstream, and then I think it will not be cab drivers and doctors for you anymore. There you go. Jason Jones
solves the problem.
Brown casting.
Just not, and I so appreciate it as a brown person.
Man. Thank you.
You explained that to us.
Hey.
This actually has been thought of, This has not been the first time. You didn't come up with that, I'm just saying.
I don't come up with anything.
Oh,
I'm just
all right.
repeating stuff other people say.
This is what you read on the internet. This is how to solve the problem. No, I think it's a good idea. You maybe... that's a movie that I think I would go see that movie.
Yeah.
Would you go see that movie?
Of course I would. If it's a cool, funny movie... And that's what I love about Bollywood movies. They just don't take themselves seriously.
Yeah.
They're so much fun to
Action
watch.
scenes in Bollywood movies are the best.
They're
because
really great.
People will do things. Indiana Jones never lost his hat. So that was, like one of those things where you're like, unbelievable, right? But in Bollywood movies, they even take it a step further.
I buy that it can stay on his head.
Not when he's jumping out of an airplane.
Why not? He holds on to it. And also, it's really tight. Moving on.
Wow, that another thing that you just solved.
I didn't solve anything.
I think a lot of people
stays on his head.
I think a lot of people over the years
Think
have
it's
wondered
foolish?
how Indiana Jones' hat stays on his head when he
or
jumps out
how
of an
come it
airplane.
rolls back to him after it does fall
Right,
off?
that's true.
It's called wind.
But in Bollywood movies, the guy will just jump over a train, and
Yes.
you won't even
Yes.
like question it. Like
No.
it'll just be like a moving train. He will
Which
just
is
jump
awesome.
over it.
Which is awesome.
Right.
He runs really fast. Yeah,
Everybody's Ant-Man.
This Singham movie, this car, the guy's trying to start his Jeep because he's afraid
Yeah.
because Singham's trying to get this lamppost
Yeah.
out of the concrete.
Uh-huh.
He's trying to shake
As
it
you
out.
do, right.
So the Jeep pulls away, going about 50 miles an hour. He finally gets the lamppost out, and then he runs, and he catches up to the
catches
Jeep.
up to the Jeep.
And he not only catches up to it, he runs so fast, he jumps ahead of the Jeep so that he swings
Right.
back and smashes the lamppost into the driver's
Great.
face.
It's great.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It's
the kind of movie you want to see. 'Cause action movies are stupid, so why not embrace the stupidity? That's how you solve action movies. Not that they need solving. It's
Yeah,
the only movie
I didn't know
people
this was
see.
going to turn into Jason Jones solves things.
Jason Jones solves
Solves
everything.
everything.
What else do you need me to solve? Tell me. Give me
There's
another thing. I'll solve
things.
it.
But now I'm kind of excited about this Western Bollywood action movie that you're pitching out.
I didn't say Western.
No, I'm not Western like Wild West. I mean like
Oh,
for
Western
American audiences.
American. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like an English speaking Bollywood movie
Yeah.
essentially.
You need one of those guys to step up. Are you going to be it?
I'm gonna be it.
Well,
I'm gonna be that guy.
Get in shape, man.
gonna-
Because I'm
gonna
not
get my
casting you right now.
3-pack.
I'm not casting you on your.
Wait, now you're casting the
your
movie?
5-floor word.
You're casting
Step up.
it now.
Yes, I told you I solve everything.
You saw it. You're like
Yeah.
okay. Are you gonna write it?
No, I can't write it.
You can,
An Indian has to
An
write
Indian
it.
person has to write it,
Yes.
and then you decide who gets to be in it.
No, I'm just solving it like God does. Okay,
I see.
I'm solving all the problems.
This is like
I'm God in this scenario. What don't you get about that?
wow.
Yes.
That's I think a lot of people have said that recently.
I'm God.
I'm God.
Listen up.
Look
I'm
at my
solving
penis.
problems. I've never said that, thankfully.
Oh, my
Because
God.
you know what? Mine's too ugly to look at. It's just, why would I say that? Look at this ugly, misshapen thing.
But talking to your penis,
Yes. Talking about my penis?
talking about
Yes.
and of your penis.
Are we going to this topic?
I don't know. Do you want to?
Yeah, if you want,
Well,
sure,
you made me
sure.
talk about the other thing. Like, do you want to talk about this great story about like how you took out your penis in an interview for the Daily Show?
Oh, right. I totally forgot about that. I did do that.
Yeah,
I
but it
did
was
do that.
It was on camera, and it was
It was on camera. Yes, it was on camera. We never used it because I was expecting a much bigger reation. But they were in front of
nonplussed.
doctors. It was in front of doctors. Yeah, I took out my balls. I didn't throw my dick. I threw out my balls. And there was
because it was about the whole. Just to give context, it was about.
Yes, there's always context.
I think that's what everybody says. Like, just to give context.
Yes.
It was about testicular cancer or something.
No,
wasn't
it was about cancer. It was about this place in Montana that was a Superfund site.
Yeah.
And it was causing cancer. But then these two doctors had found a microbe in the water in the Superfund site that could possibly cure cancer. So it was the cause-all and cure-all of cancer, this pit. And I said, hey, I went swimming in there, and I got something growing right here.
And you pulled it out.
I pulled out
and you pulled out the testes.
Yeah, and I was expecting them to go, oh, God, something.
put that away, and they didn't. They just looked at it.
They just both leaned forward,
Oh,
like
God.
genuinely concerned that I had a growth on my testicle.
Wow.
They were
And
like,
that kills the comedy right there.
Yeah, I don't think there was much comedy in that. It was meant to shock and didn't do anything. But you're right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
That was a.
If I did that now,
that was a high bar that you set, or a high-low bar.
a high-low bar. Yeah,
A high-low bar
I
that
got
you
a lot
set.
of those. I
Yeah.
set a lot of high-low bars.
And it was something that the rest of us, I think, always felt like we needed to, get to that level.
But then I
where-
did finally get a vasectomy on camera. So that was.
Did you really?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Wait, when was that?
It was like after
Was
I had
that
my
part of
third
the
kid.
piece?
Yeah, yeah.
Which piece?
It was a piece about how it was a human interest story about how there was a disease plaguing my life called children.
Oh.
So I was waking up in the middle of the night with sweats.
And then you really
not
did
getting
get a
enough sleep.
vasectomy.
And then, so the doctor said, I think you have children. And the cure for that is to get a vasectomy.
Wow.
Or put on a condom. And I said, nope, I'm not a condom guy. Cut me open. So, and I had already planned, the whole piece was, I was
You'd already
getting a
got
vasectomy
it.
anyway,
Clearly,
yeah.
you didn't just decide to do that in the moment.
And we did this really fun montage of me with my balls,
nice.
like remembering them and all the fun times we had together.
Your balls made a lot of appearances on the Daily Show.
And then it circled back, and then it cut out of the dream sequence. It was just the vast deference was hanging out of my testicles, my scrotum, and it was just snip. It was so revolting.
Wow.
And shocking. But I don't think more guys have come up to me
about
that piece than any other piece I've ever done and said, thank you. You gave me the courage to go do it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because they saw that like it wasn't that it wasn't that
That it wasn't that big of a thing.
painful
It was
or-
it wasn't that big of a thing. It was a 20-minute procedure.
Right.
Where you just go blip, tie, boom, done.
Do you feel like it's easier now that your kids are older?
What?
Like having kids. Having kids. Sorry, I jumped
You've
in.
lost your interview skills.
Yeah, I know, I really have.
We were talking about my balls.
I know, we're talking about my
Hey,
balls.
speaking of your balls, how your kids doing?
That's because I'm married now,
Yes.
and like that's the.
Are you having kids?
We're
thinking about
in
it?
that stage where we are.
Get on it, man.
I know.
You don't have much time
Believe
left.
me, I should be
on
doing
Earth.
it right now. I'm like, once I leave here,
You're gonna go.
I'm gonna go and have sex with my wife.
That's good. Does she know that?
Nope, she rarely knows.
You can't make that joke nowadays. You can't make that
That's my
joke,
wife.
Gus. It
It's my-
doesn't
can
matter.
you make it with if it's your wife?
No.
You can't.
No. Hashtag me too.
Oh.
I'm with you, girls. I'm with you.
No, so
We're bringing Aasif down.
We're in that. So that's where my head is. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm having that thing of gulp. We're about to do that.
With kids?
With kids.
What's gulping about it?
You know, when you waited this long, to,
I guess so.
You know, you
guess.
had him when you were in your 20s.
I was early. What was I? 31 or 32? Early. I had them early.
Right. Okay.
I mean, that's late for the rest of the country.
So it
It's
is.
really early for New York. You know, my daughter's 11. She's in middle school, and all the other parents are so much older than me.
Oh, they are?
So much older, yeah. I'm the young guy there.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. But go anywhere else in the country, and
you're the
I'm
old guy. You're
yeah.
the old guy.
Yeah.
Do you? So your daughter's 11. The next one is
9.
9.
And then the youngest is 7. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of kids, man.
And so now do you feel, like I was saying, is life easier now in terms of like being a father or parent?
Is life easier?
In terms of like
No.
raising children?
Life
like,
is different. Life changes. The second you leave the hospital,
Yeah.
life changes.
It's all new.
It's just
It's a
changes.
new world.
You're like, I'm responsible for this little thing.
Right.
That I have to take everywhere.
Right.
Constantly. And always have to just protect and feed and clothe and change. And,
yeah.
And then deal later on with emotions and heartbreak and,
God.
and pain. It's your life changes.
Maybe I'm-
It's not about you anymore. Your life is not about you. It's about these people that you've created.
Maybe I won't be having sex with my wife right after this interview.
I mean, it is, it's a life choice
No,
to have,
it is.
and it is a life choice to
And-
not.
and when you- look,
I don't
when-
judge either people, but
No, I know.
you know, if you don't have kids, you're selfish. Whatever.
No, it is. I think actors are always interesting because when actors have children, they're always just, oh my God, like, I just realized that like life is so much about bigger, you know what I mean? Things. And because I think intrinsically we are sort of self-involved, like narcissistic creatures.
You are.
I am. Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like I think I don't know. I feel like I've spent most of my life mostly just worrying about like
Thinking about what you're doing.
what I'm doing.
What you're gonna
you know?
eat. What gyro you're gonna eat
What
next.
gyro I'm gonna eat, and you
Right.
know, and how many stairs I'm gonna climb.
Right.
And, you know,
Yeah,
how's
and you
my
don't get
ass
to-
look in these jeans?
You do not get to climb stairs anymore. Life is not about that anymore. Although kids do like to climb stairs, but then also they love to tumble down them.
Right.
So there's that.
Although Patrick Wilson has kids, and he climbed the stairs.
Does he have people working for him?
I have no
I mean,
idea.
you know,
I have no
that's
idea.
one of the things
Do you have
where
people working for you?
I have. Yeah, I've had a
An assistant?
a babysitter for our kids since my youngest was born. So 11 years.
Wow.
She's been working for us. Yeah, And she's terrific.
She's like a live-in baby.
She doesn't live
person.
in, no.
She just comes and goes.
She does just like school drop. No, I do drop-offs. She does like pickups.
That's great.
Pickups and keeps until about 6. I'm usually home by about 6, 7 at the latest every night.
All right.
Make dinner, make breakfast. I do it. I do a lot, man.
What else you want to talk about?
I don't know. Do we have time to talk about? Oh yeah, we got lots of time.
How are we
yeah.
doing on time?
We're doing good.
We're good.
All right.
Like lots more to talk about.
I solved,
lots more. What else are you going to solve?
I solved issues for
brown people?
I only solved them for Indians. Sorry.
Wait, what do you mean?
Just for Indian actors.
Oh, just for Indian actors, not for Indians in general.
No, just Indian actors in America.
Right.
It's a very small problem I solved. But what else do I need to solve?
But that would be a problem that would be if there was an Indian, like let's say an Indian American superhero.
Yeah. Your wife is very attractive.
Oh wow, that just came out of
No, I was going back to that. I was going to circle back.
Whoa.
Your wife is very attractive.
She is very attractive.
If you were to impregnate her with
we would have attractive children.
You would have attractive children if she got most of her genes.
Right. That's what I was just about to say.
That young seedling
Yeah.
could become America's next biggest action star. Just saying. You could go back to that selfish
that's
gene.
a long way, though. That's
not really, because you get on track by 12, 13.
That's true.
And then they're playing that part by 22.
Although, my
which is about when America will be ready for an Indian action star.
Right. But the problem is, I think that both my wife and I aren't necessarily the action hero creators. She's kind of a nerd who likes to read books and sit in coffee shops and do crossword puzzles. She doesn't do crossword puzzles, but she.
So why did you say it?
I don't know. I was on a roll. She reads the New Yorker and sits in a coffee shop and and sort of like Googles everything that ever comes up in conversation. So she's not necessarily the person who is like going to be creating. She might create the next.
I didn't say she was going to write it. She's going to birth it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if we have the genes of an action star. We might have the genes of like
build the genes of
a
an
science
You can
nerd.
build the genes of an action star. That's called steroids.
Oh wow!
All right,
there you go.
It's very
ladies
easy.
and gentlemen.
But you need obviously some looks, and I was saying your wife is very attractive.
She's attractive.
So
and,
if she or
I have
he
sperm.
gets you do for a while. I mean, you are getting old. Old sperm isn't good. It is not good. Stale. It's slow.
My sperm is old, but it's enthusiastic. I feel
How
like
do you
it
know?
has a lot
I feel
of
like that's the worst claim that guys make. My sperm's better than anybody's. It swims fast and hard.
I don't think.
No, you don't.
Let me be clear.
Know.
Let me be
what
clear.
An odd claim.
I did not say my sperm swims better than everybody else's. Are awesome. I just said my sperm has a lot of enthusiasm. That's all.
That's the same thing.
No. It aspires.
How do you know?
My sperm
How do you know?
My sperm aspires.
Do you look at it under a microscope after you ejaculate?
We're Indian.
Listen.
So.
See, that's racist.
That's racist, but I can make that joke.
You can make that joke.
I can make that joke.
How come I can't?
So we're gonna
Detour, January 23rd. Season 3.
Is this season 3?
This is season 3 already.
And you're in Puerto Rico.
Nope.
You're in Cuba.
What?
You're in Cuba.
No.
You're in
that was season
Tallahassee.
2. Season 2. The story, season 1 is a road trip story from Syracuse, New York, down to Florida.
Yes. Right.
It's the Fort Lauderdale we go to.
Yeah.
Then some stuff happens on our way back, and I lose my job.
Yes.
Back
and
to
that's in season 2.
Back to Syracuse. Yes, I've lost my job.
Right.
And this mysterious stranger, played by James Cromwell, shows up, and he offers me a job in New York City. So we moved to New York City. Yes. New York City. And then later on in the season, he steals our children away from us and brings them down to Cuba, and we go meet him down in Cuba.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And that's season...
That is season 2. That's all still season 2.
Right.
Now, season 3, we find out some things about him. He might have been a little nefarious, had a nefarious past.
Uh-huh.
He is a criminal.
Right.
And he's wanted by some people, and we now are wanted.
Right.
So we go on the run up in Alaska, because that is the one place to run away.
Right. And that's season 3?
That is season 3, yes.
And you were shooting it in Vancouver, right?
We were shooting it in actually outside of Calgary, which is
Calgary.
yeah.
Right. That's why you didn't come to my wedding.
That is why I did not come to your wedding.
Is that
also,
why?
Also, yeah, of course, yes. Or I would have come. I heard you brought an elephant. Or you were,
We
you were
were
thinking about
going
it.
to have an elephant.
Thinking
a
about
lot
it,
of people. I feel like a lot of people came to the wedding to see the elephant, and
Yes, and there was no
less
elephant?
about my wedding.
But there was no elephant.
I feel like I told people the elephant, and then people were like,
Yeah.
"I'm coming to the wedding because I got to see
yeah.
you ride an elephant," and then it wasn't an elephant because I had. First of all,
Because PETA showed up.
well, what happened was
See, you can't have it both ways,
you
pal.
know, you can't do it.
can't have your tradition
I know.
and
No,
abuse
so
animals.
Literally, what happened was we, a friend of mine who is a big billionaire
fan?
down in Miami, who like is kind of
You have a
eccentric. or
billionaire
whatever.
friend?
A billionaire friend down
What?
in Miami. He's eccentric.
This isn't the Jacksonville Jaguars owner, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
'Cause he's a billionaire, I think.
I'm sure there's many billionaires.
And
down
he's
there.
Indian.
No, this guy's not
he's
Indian.
not
See,
Indian.
you're assuming he's Indian. And that's
I
not.
did. That's
and
my bad.
That's
assumption.
your bad.
I just thought. I
That's
thought he had.
racist on your
I thought
part.
he had connection to
No,
elephants. I
No.
thought that's
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
White people have connections to elephants too.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
He
Not
said
since
to
the
me,
circus closed,
he
though.
said, "I will get you an elephant as a wedding gift."
Okay.
And so I was
Then you have to
like,
keep it.
"No, just as just as the
a
for
rental.
the, for the,
A
rental,
rental
as a
elephant.
rental, which is still
A rental
they
elephant.
rent out at like $20,000 or something for the day." Right?
Oh wow, that's a
But
good
there's a
business
lot
to get
of
in.
there is a lot of like sort of ethical issues with it because elephants, as you might imagine, are not readily available. Like if you're in
Oh, no?
Atlanta,
Oh, no?
it's not like you can just get an elephant from like Gainesville,
Right.
and take it across the border. Like they come from like San Diego and they put them in like a truck.
Zoos. They come from
No,
zoos?
no, they come from there's actually a website for those of you who might be interested called Rent an Elephant.
Rentanelephant.com.
It's either .org or .com, something like that.
Right.
Rent an elephant.
.ele.
And you go there, edu. And you go there and it's in San Diego, and then they send the elephant to wherever you
It's
are.
a long haul for an elephant.
It's a
to
long haul.
come
And
to
that was
Atlanta.
part of the issue. And then the other part was he called me and he said, I can get the elephant. There's an ethical issue of the thing.
Okay.
And also, like, we're going to have to deal with, like, the wildlife, the Georgia Wildlife Conservation. Like,
Yeah.
There, it got into like local politics.
Sure.
We had all these things we had to do to get the shots for the elephant, and then it just became too much of a hassle. So we just ended up with a horse. And I could see the
Please tell me-
palpable disappointment on people's faces.
But please tell me you dressed it in an elephant costume.
We gave it a trunk.
It's a poorly made trunk on the horse's nose.
We tried to fool everyone.
And then
to think it was an elephant. Like, it's clearly not an elephant. No, he's got a trunk. It's a paper mache trunk.
I'm pretty sure that's a horse. You call me stupid because I sound stupid, but I think that's a horse.
I've never seen an elephant with hoofs.
I think you made the right call.
I think I did too. And it was really
Elephants are magical beasts.
they are amazing.
And you don't wanna ride one.
I went to Africa and did a whole, there's another plug. I did a whole National Geographic story about the elephants.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
It was actually about climate change. And
How
got
they're
to
being affected by climate change?
how large mammals
Got it.
are being affected by climate change and how, we'll take a little serious turn here for a minute. Uh-oh. Not for too long, just
Okay.
for like 3 seconds. We're probably going to lose all the African elephants in about 10 to 15 years.
Really?
Yeah.
From
From a combination of climate change and poaching. And
poaching, sure.
but poaching is also connected to climate change. Because when people's land dries up and then they resort to poaching because they have no other way of, So like there's a whole connect the dots between
Right.
climate change and a lot of other sort of, and problems that occur.
15 years. I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah. 10 to 15 years.
I don't think that's true. But
No, it's true. I didn't believe it either.
Okay.
And I talked to experts.
It hasn't come true yet, so it can't be true.
Is that how that works?
Well, there's science. We have scientists
be-
who
it
can
can't be-
solve things. It
Well,
can't be true until it becomes true.
Here's the thing. That's true.
It's trending toward
it
being
is trending
true.
towards that. And I don't see right now any movement in
Urgency
the other
to
direction
do
or
anything?
urgency to do anything about
Sure,
it.
yeah, I don't see that either.
If things so let's say more accurately, if things continue
There you go.
as they are,
We will lose
the
African elephant.
African elephant in 10 to 15
Which is
years,
why
which is a shame.
we need the Ringling Brothers back.
Exactly. That's why we need elephants to be doing tricks. Although
tricks for our amusement.
Although those are kind of mostly Indian elephants.
That is true. Yeah. Wait, we're not going to lose the Indian elephants, are we?
No, the Indian elephants are fine.
Okay.
Because they're investing in tech.
Do we? Robotic elephants. Is that what you're saying?
Boom! More Indian jokes.
Yeah.
No, but
and you can make those.
I can make them. I'll just make them all day long, and they're not even very good. I'll just make them.
They're
I'll just
lazy.
Make them. They're lazy. They're like lowest common denominator Indian jokes.
And if a white guy made that, I would be angry.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, elephants are magical creatures is what you said.
Yes.
And that's what I was.
And I'm glad you didn't ride one for your wedding, for the
Although I
amusement
did get to see
bunch of your white friends.
I'll tell you, this is kind of an interesting story. I did, on my first day out at this National Geographic thing that I was shooting, we went out to the elephant reserve, like on the Amboseli National Reserve, like
That's fun.
in Kenya. And I was with this woman who clearly knew everything about elephants. She knows all their names and everything. And she sort of points out this female elephant who got a cub, and there's a couple other male elephants hanging out, like about a few meters away. And they're in heat, and they've got the what's called must, which comes out of their pores. And they're basically angry and want to have sex,
Sure.
And as we're watching this scene, the female elephant starts to walk in front of our Jeep, and we got camera guys and National Geographic. These guys are, they know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They're filming this thing, and suddenly we hear the earth start to shake, and this giant bull elephant comes running from behind us. She turns around, the female, she's like, ah! She takes off. The baby is like running. He's chasing her, and at some point she just stops, and he mounts her. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, let's go! And our Jeeps are like, and I'm trying to get it on my cell phone, the whole thing. And the first day out, I saw 2 elephants having sex in the wild.
Is that sex or rape?
It's rape. It's
right. You saw elephant rape.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Just straight up rape.
Yeah.
I don't think they call it rape.
Well, they don't speak English, so I don't think they call it anything.
I don't think they have a value system around it, because I don't know if sex happens any other way. I don't think it's like an elephant culture. I don't think anybody's like, let's get a drink, making? Let's go out, let's chat, let's get to know each other.
Let's see if we're compatible.
Right. There's none of that.
Let's see if we like the same kind of movies.
It's literally, he jumped up. Right. It was over in about a minute.
Right.
And then he got off, and he didn't even say, "Thank you, ma'am." He just walked away.
Right.
And she just carried on walking.
You slap her on the way?
I don't think he even slapped her.
No.
I think he literally just dismounted.
Right.
And just marched off into the sunset.
I saw a dolphin rape one time.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a gang rape.
A dolphin rape a man?
What? No.
Oh, okay. like
No.
2 dolphins.
No, it was a gang rape.
Gang rape.
It was 5 male dolphins and 1 female.
See?
In a tank.
It's just,
and they just
males are just assholes.
They suck. Yeah, they suck. They really do. There's just no
just
doubt
terrible.
about it. Men suck. I'm with you, feminists. But then again, too many women in one room. Have you been in it? Have you been in that room?
I'm not touching it.
I know.
I'm not touching it.
You can't touch it. You can't touch it anymore.
Yeah.
Too many women in one room. Success. That's what I say.
You were talking about
I was talking about dolphin
rape.
Yeah, and they were just all taking their turns, and this poor little lady dolphin was just like, oh
my God.
Again. Oh, Brian, you already had your shot. Oh God, no, I can't do it anymore.
But let me ask you this: is that how that happens in dolphin culture?
I was at an aquarium. I don't know what happens in the wild.
Is that like, are the dolphins sitting around going like high-fiving each other? I think
dolphins are notorious.
Or is that just what they do?
Rape artists. I think it's all animal culture.
Yeah.
We're not far from any of that.
I mean, we're clearly not far from that.
No, I heard about a dolphin who has can lock his office door from under his
with
desk.
a button.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
What?
That he actually had a button that would lock his
have offices?
The dolphins. Do you think that would be amazing?
Is that true? Do dolphins have offices?
If you could write that show, it would do great wonders for dolphins.
The dolphin show?
I
would solve dolphins.
You solve dolphins.
Yeah.
If you could write the show where the dolphin has a little button and he locks his door and he's got an office.
That doesn't help their problem.
He's on a morning show.
That makes it worse. Wait, now you're seeing. Now I feel like you're doing a search and replace joke.
Oh. Is that what I'm doing?
That's what it feels like.
That's the technical term.
That's a technical comedy term
That's the
there.
technical comedy
We didn't talk
term.
about comedy at all.
No, why should we?
I don't know. We got 2 more
Got
minutes?
2 minutes?
I don't want to talk about comedy. There's nothing
funny
less,
about comedy.
I know. There's nothing less funny about talking about comedy. And
That's true.
And there's so many podcasts about it where they just go, I think what's funny.
I mean, what do you even do? Like, what do I would say? Like, how do you do your comedy? Like, where's your comedy come from?
I have a bunch of guys and girls in a room. We all try to make each other laugh. And when we all laugh, we go, yeah, I think other people will laugh too.
Right.
And then we go do that.
That's the secret of comedy.
That's what I do.
If it makes
I don't know
you
if that's
laugh,
a secret.
you hope it makes other people laugh.
Yeah, I think
That's
if
it.
you consider yourself a funny person, other people laugh when you speak, then
And you have
and when
funny observations,
Yeah.
funny things to say,
funny scenarios,
a funny take on something.
Sure, then-
you pivot to like a way of thinking about it that maybe other people aren't thinking about it that way.
now you're dissecting comedy too far, man. you made it unfunny. The twists and turns you make in comedy really what makes it funny.
It's the element of surprise in comedy. That's what the thing is.
Oh my God. Go back to your level 1 UCB class, would you? Jesus. Subvert the expected,
that's
guys.
first of all not level 1. That's like level 3. You don't learn
Right.
that to like level 3.
Right. If level 1's just projecting on stage. Reach the back of the room.
What were we talking about when we got into this
Dolphin
comedy
rape.
set? Dolphin rape. See? That's funny. That's funny. There, right there.
Yeah.
So you saw. So
Detour, January 23rd.
that's right.
Yes.
What I was going to say was I was surprised to hear the thing with the Matt Lauer about the button with the door.
Were you? I've heard about that in the financial
You have?
district. Yeah, I've heard that. It's predatory and awful, but I've heard about it. And anyway, this is the thing that makes me go, what kind of world are we living in where people go, I don't know. I can't. That's not the Matt I knew. I was like, well, who fucking installed that? Did
Right.
he?
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure he didn't. Somebody installed it. Somebody paid for it. This magic button.
Right.
So, and then he was like, should I tell any? Was it just some lowly janitor that he paid? And he was like, no, somebody paid for that. Someone knew about it. You all knew. Stop it. Stop
Right.
pretending.
Right.
You all knew. Everybody knows. Just
There's
know.
all
You know
people
things.
know. I think it's
Stop.
I think,
Stop it. Stop this nonsense
Wow.
that we live in. The pretending. I
mean,
not the one that I knew.
The person I knew about was James Toback. I knew about that because I had many actress friends
Talk about him.
talk about meeting this guy,
Sure.
and it sort of became like almost a joke where eventually it was like an actress actually came up to me one time, a friend of mine, and she was like, I met this guy, and it was the same story, and I was like, James Toback?
Right.
She was like, oh my God, how did you know? I was like, run right now.
Yeah.
But you think it's weird. It's like it became like this thing of like, oh, he's like this weird.
But you knew. You didn't
I
say
knew.
you didn't go to the police.
I didn't go to the police.
Right.
I didn't because it didn't happen to me. So I was.
Did you convince the girls who told you to go to the police?
I told them to stay away from that guy.
Okay.
I said,
Well, that's a
"Don't-"
good start.
I didn't say go to the police.
Were they assaulted or were they just
No, it was just
inappropriately
it was
grabbed or suggested?
Inappropriate conversations, inappropriate. That's what I
Right.
heard from the women that I spoke with.
Yeah. I mean, you can't even wade into it. You can't say
can't.
anything. Yeah, because there's a lynch mob, even if you speak of.
I
Anything,
just,
so
I'm
I
just,
go-
I'm just listening right now.
That's true.
I'm listening. I'm on a listening tour.
I want to listening to
I'm
her.
just listening.
I'm doing a lot of reflection right
Yeah,
now.
I'm-
And
that's all I'm doing.
it's
I'm
my
not
time,
talking about it.
It's my time to listen.
I'm just listening.
Listen, as two white males in one room, okay?
That's okay.
I consider
All right,
myself too because I'm, such a big
you
personality.
are two white males.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. Because I suddenly went into a whole personal internal conflict of my
Does he think I'm white?
desperately wanting to be a white male.
You pass off as white. It's fine.
I do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty.
Yeah, stay out of the sun. You'll be fine. Put on
There
a
you go.
backless vest.
SPF 50.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I
Right.
totally buy you as a white guy.
I do too. That's what I keep telling my agents.
Yes, I'm white.
I'm
Why
white.
can't I
Why
play
do you
white?
send me in? Forget the internship. Forget that. Just erase that.
How
Forget
come
it.
I'm not Vince Vaughn in this movie? I should be Vince Vaughn. I play a
should
great
be
Owen Wilson.
Vince Vaughn, and you should be Owen Wilson. We can end on that. That we should be Vince Vaughn
We
and
should
Owen
be.
Wilson.
If anyone wants to write a movie about Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, played
but
by
they can't
Aasif
get
Mandvi
those guys.
and
We'll do it.
Jason Jones, we will do it.
I will help you guys write that movie if you want.
Okay.
I'm down for that movie.
You are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, then do it.
yeah. Well,
Like two guys who are just pretending to be Vince Vaughn and Owen
Yeah.
Wilson.
yeah.
And acting like them.
It can be called The Wedding Crasher Crashers or something like that. You know.
Wow,
The Wedding
that's
Crasher movie
Crashers.
Crashers.
It's a working title, but sure.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Just a working title. Just a working
The
title.
Wedding Crasher movie The Wedding Crasher movie Crashers.
You're overthinking it.
I am
Yeah.
the first rule of comedy.
We'll workshop
I know
it.
you're
The
workshopping.
third
We'll
rule of
workshop it.
comedy.
You know what? You get to
Don't overthink
Go
it.
over to UCB, work it out, and get back to me.
We'll get to
There you
level
go.
4.
Okay.
We will.
Detour,
We will.
season 3, January
January
23rd.
23rd.
Shut Eye, Hulu, December 6th.
Sure.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, guys. This was fantastic.
Thank you.
We went
Thank
to
you.
many places I did not expect we were going to go. And this is Nick Dawson for Talkhouse. See you soon.